Just put the...
But it also just seems kind of luck, because it's one thing, yes, Aaron Rodgers, very incredible, can roll out, make that bomb, get it there, but once it's really coming down, it's kind of a free-for-all. Like, you really don't know how this is going to end up. It's just amazing that for him, it just so happens that it seems to work out in his favor almost every time.
I don't know if this stat is true, so I'm going to say that I'm making it up.
This is a true fact I might have made up.
Terrell Owens is the only wide receiver to score a defensive touchdown. On a Hail Mary return for a touchdown. Interception. It was against the 49ers back in like 2007.
That might be possible.
It was the very end of the game. And he returned it for a touchdown. Instead, didn't even get the end zone. It was only like 94-yard touchdown return, but...
All right, next game, Seahawks-Rams. I think this is a good game. Yeah,
Rams.
Very good game. I'm going Rams as well. I think their defense is on par with the Seahawks, and I think Todd Gurley is going to keep running even against the Seahawks defense.
I really don't know how to pick this game, so I'm going to say it ends in a tie.
You're going to go with a tie.
That's the least likely outcome.
Well, we're all gaining one up on him on this one.
Could you imagine if it's a tie?
If it's
a tie, I'm giving you 2 points.
Yeah, no, you
2
could
points for that.
You could have bold. Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Rams.
Because that's bold.
Go with the Rams, even though you were just saying they're bad. I guess you think
the Seahawks are worse.
I'll take the Rams still.
Rams all the way.
We're going for the upset, I think, because I think Seahawks are favored.
I don't know why.
They are too. I can confirm that.
My head.
Because they're at home.
Patriots Buccaneers, I think is going to be
Buccaneers.
A better matchup. It's at Tampa, and that is why I'm also going with the Buccaneers. Doug Martin is coming back. That's going to be huge for the.
But Jacquizz Rodgers has been playing better than Doug Martin.
Martin's been suspended. So
well, no, I mean
last season, I still think Martin was more dominant, but having both is nice. It's like the Falcons having Freeman and Coleman.
Well, you don't even need to do that now. The Buccaneers can put Rodgers in the slot.
Yeah. Yeah, he can catch amazingly well, and Doug Martin can too. Yeah. So they can have, that just frees them up to run a lot more
flowy.
Yeah, and
Vegas
just do a lot
even
more.
has Seattle and the Rams at a pick.
Yeah,
pick.
So I was close with the tie.
Nice.
In Vegas, they're like, you know what?
It's a tie.
Who knows?
So that means they really think the Rams are a 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
It's because Seattle's at home.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah.
The Rams are at home.
Wait, are they?
Oh, no, the Rams are at home.
Okay, then I think Seattle's a 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Which one are we talking
Bucks Pats. You got that Tom Brady guy.
Who's that? Who started that guy?
Mr. Giselle.
I think that...
That Gronk.
I'm going to say the Patriots because I can't see them losing back-to-back games.
It's theory.
It's been a while since they have.
It has, but I mean, this Patriots team doesn't look this good. I am very hesitantly taking the Pats.
Was that like in 06 the last time they did that, or?
I don't know. When's the last time, or when's the first time they started cheating?
Right. Long story short, I'll take the Pats.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm picking the Bucs, but I would not be surprised if the Patriots win just to spite me, as they've done for so long.
I'm taking the Pats. I want them to lose. I enjoy every time that they lose.
All right, and now the final 2 games are going to be just hilarious to watch. It's the Chargers and the Giants.
Oh, my God. If they're ever a tie.
This would be it.
Oh, man. I'm going to say Giants. Just because the Chargers are going to find a way to lose.
Giants, hopefully.
Dan?
Giants.
I'm going Giants as well. I think.
Oh, now it's a foregone conclusion. Chargers win.
Chargers win by 34.
Chargers win by a 52-yard field goal this time.
A 70-yard field goal.
NFL blitz-worthy, all right.
And the final stinker is the 49ers Colts.
Oh, God. Can I pick who loses instead?
Sure.
The fans.
Yeah, that's true.
Can I just take the under? I don't know what it is, but
No, you know what's going to happen?
I'm going to take the over because
Yeah, their
their
defenses are
awful.
awful.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Oh man,
Jacoby Brissett's just going to juke out people and just walk it in every time.
Vegas doesn't even care about this game. It's on pick. They're like, I don't know. They're both trash. Pick them.
Oh,
I can start.
I'm going to go with the Colts.
Okay.
Just because...
You hate it, right? There's no
Yeah.
good answer to this one. That's why I picked it.
yeah. Good call. Good call.
Tony, Dan?
I'm going to go Colts. I think they got a few more offensive weapons than the Niners.
I mean, Brian Hoyer.
T.Y. Hilton. And,
Don't you disparage Hoyer.
Yeah,
That man's insane.
Colts, I guess.
maybe the
I'm going with the Niners.
Hopefully Frank Gore has a good game.
The Niners have gone toe-to-toe with a lot of teams, whereas the Colts have gotten blown out a lot. So I'm going to
Actually,
go with
you know
the
what?
Niners.
I'll take the Niners and Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, Hyde has been very good.
Do you know
In the
what
hope
really...
that they can control the actual game.
Do you know what
I
really...
do not want it in Hoyer's hands.
Do you know what really sucks? The fact that just because you're on a bad team means you get overlooked. Solomon Thomas has played very well. He has been great. I mean, if he were on a better team, he'd right now be the front runner for defensive player of the, or defensive rookie of the year. But instead, it's going to go to T.J. Watt because he's playing on a good team.
That's true.
Very possible.
All right, guys. This has been a pretty long episode so far, so we're going to have to cut it off here. We've made our picks, now we're going to have to lie in them. But before we finish up, definitely check us out on Twitter. We're tweeting at LeVar Ball. We're tweeting at Ron Jeremy. We're tweeting at Lonzo Ball. We're tweeting at local radio hosts. We're tweeting at syndicated radio hosts. We're just tweeting all over.
Polk Lacrosse.
Polk Lacrosse is tweeting us. Give a listen to Not a Clue Podcast. They're Saturdays live. Around the same time we start. They're 7-ish. We're 7:15-ish. Check us out on Facebook, Dan D'Antoni Sports. If I didn't mention it, we are at Dan D'Antoni for Twitter. Check out the blog, dandantonisports.blogspot.com. If you want to send us an email, you can do that at dandantonisports@gmail.com. And I know I just realized I'm doing things backwards, so we're going to finish that, and I'm going to go to our This Week in Sports History. I wasn't going to forget it.
Paper.
I wasn't going to forget it. I just changed the order. This Week in Sports History, October 2nd, 1921. New York Yankee Babe Ruth hits a then-record 59th home run.
Which has just been beaten by Judge.
No.
No, then record 59. Judge has 52 or 3 as a rookie.
The record
He
that
has
he...
a
The
Yankee
record
rookie
he...
record.
Well, the record
okay.
he also broke his most at home
Oh, okay.
for the Yankees. So his 33rd home run was the most that any Yankees hit in Yankee Stadium. Or
That's
something like
amazing. And the fact that he's hit the most as a rookie.
that. Yeah.
Kid's an animal.
He is an animal. He is so good. Really quickly, one other thing I just remembered. They changed the format for how they do the NBA All-Star Game. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
Nah,
Hate it.
I'm not a
Hate it.
fan.
Yeah,
I think it's
they did it with the... It's like how they did with the NFL, and I hate it.
And
It wasn't good. It didn't work then. I don't think it's going to
Yeah,
work
it's
now.
not good.
No,
I mean, at least they're playing for charity now, which is nice.
I mean,
but
that's nice, but that should have always been the
the
case.
team captains picking teams.
Yeah, now it turns into a popularity contest.
the Yankees just walked the bases loaded.
Well, at least they're up a run this time.
Yeah.
Who's the game now?
I don't know. Chad Green's
Not
not going to be
him
that much
anymore.
longer. But
Should be a toss-up.
one thing I was thinking about, because the guys from Not a Clue podcast, they actually like that. I hate it. I think if you want to make any changes, what I would do, because it's so high scoring and it's so, it's not as fun to watch. I think they should put 2 spots on each side of the floor. If you hit a basket from those spots, you take 3 points away from the other team. Instead of you gaining points, you take points from them.
And then there will actually be defense.
Right. Right?
It just comes in the form of shots.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't that sound like a better
There's
idea?
defense now. It just comes in the form of another way of offense.
I got that idea from the 4-point shot from the big 3.
That is an interesting word.
They just have to give some reward, like, to the winning team so that they actually try a little bit. Like, they don't have to put their careers on the line and play like really tough defense. I get why they take it a little easier, but at least like a little bit more effort.
What if they did almost what hockey does and broke it down into like teams of 4-on-4?
Could be interesting.
I mean, someone, I don't remember who it was.
Almost tournament format.
I saw on Twitter they had 3 hours. Someone had suggested 3 hours. You play 3-on-3. You break the All-Stars
like
into teams. You play 3-on-3 to 21. All right, or whatever the number was. And then that team is eliminated. The team that wins stays on the court and keep going like that. And then the team that's on the court plays against the All-Stars from the teams that lost in 3-on-3 for the championship.
Okay. that could be real cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I think we can talk about this as a topic to discuss what ways to tweak it. I think we're all in agreement. I
It's
just don't
stupid.
Like it. I think they're grasping at straw. They're trying an already bad idea that's been tried.
Well, what they're doing is they're putting it in the hands of LeBron, Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony to get to play together. I think one of the beautiful things that came out of last year's All-Star game was that Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant were forced to play together. That was the only reason to watch the All-Star game last year. Keep the festivities, get rid of the All-Star game. And with that, thank you for listening to Dan Tony Sports. For Dan Snyder, Dan O'Shea, Tony Casper, Dan Beebe, and I don't know where he is, Chuckles.
We'll find him.
Yeah, we'll find him.
He's missing.
Have a good night.